Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to CCS Season 8 opening week continues on as the Big Ten is looking for its its 10th overall win against the Big 12 this season. They're currently 9-0 against Big 12 opponents. Purdue takes on Arizona, followed by Colorado in a Big 12 Big 10 doubleheader here tonight. I'm joined with Fox as he makes his debut this spring here in CCS Season 8.
On the stream.
What the hell?
Help!
There we go.
Help! I'm having trouble. Nation finally gets me through. All right. Anyway, welcome to Season 8. This is Week 1, the non-conference play, Arizona and Purdue. If you are not a fan of Purdue, we got some bad news for you because you get to see them not once, but twice, 2 best-of-5s back-to-back. And in this one, they will be taking on the Wildcats for Arizona. CCS, another season, another installment. We keep getting bigger, keep getting stronger, and this one should be a great season, Nation, overall in terms of competition.
It absolutely should be. As I don't know if you saw earlier that 174 schools competing on the U.S. map here this season, and Arizona, a newcomer in Shore. He's a freshman, replacing Kotala, who was benched this incoming season this spring. We've had a couple of iterations now with Goosenov, if you remember him, on the old Arizona roster. He was replaced by Kotala, now replaced by this freshman in Shore, who had a standout game the other night against Maryland. Wasn't enough to get the job done for a win, but again, they do look like things are going to go on the up here in Tucson.
Yeah, good couple early shots here out of Purdue. They've been testing Arizona's defense a couple of times. They've been up to the task. Finally, Purdue now forced back as the Wildcats will try and formulate a little bit of offense here. It's Bob to shoot, Duck to save, but the rebound, outnumbered opportunity for Arizona. 1-0 early start, all thanks to the hard work of Amp and Bob to set up Shore.
Number 14, Arizona, first on the board against number 12, Purdue. And again, Fox, doubleheader like this. If you're Purdue, you want this first win because you're going to go to that Colorado game either with a win or coming off of a loss. That could be 2 losses in a row or 2 wins in a row off momentum.
Yep, absolutely. On the mainstream, too, the big stage for good old CCS. So we get to see Shore taking it already right back on the offensive as Arizona eventually got tired of spending that opening minute in their zone. So now they have finally started to pick things up. We see the series start to go back and forth early in Game 1. This one's going to be forged ahead, and it's Bill to fire away. Nice shot using the ground to catch the momentum of the ball. Fire away, top shelf, and just like that, we're tied at 1.
Sure, nearly got a piece that to break up that play in its entirety, but 3.5 minutes ago here in Game 1, minute and a half off the clock. And again, Arizona from the Big 12, Colorado from the Big 12 coming up next year against Purdue from West Lafayette, Indiana. But again, all 3 of these teams playing tonight on broadcast are all very, very good as football finds goal too.
Something that we're seeing a lot from Arizona here early on is using one another to eventually outnumber the resources that Purdue has in their own zone. We saw that in the first goal. We see that here again, as soon as the first man gets beat for Purdue, they're a little tad slow to respond to the waves of pressure coming from the Wildcats, and it's resulted in 2 goals now for Arizona. So using each other, Amp is going to add a third one now. This one more of a solo play. Talking about the team play, Amp said, well, guess what? Watch this.
Well, Bob found the bump and opened up the shooting lane for Amp on a 1-on-1 to play, and 3:20 to go. A quick 2-goal run for the Cats from Arizona. 3-1 the score. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Arizona up front by 2.
Yeah, if you're a fan of goals, you're probably enjoying this one so far as the scoring continues to go back and forth. 4 goals in the opening 2 minutes. Plain's going to get bumped out there. Sets up Bill. Nice collection here. Beats out Shore. Has a chance to work that backboard. Everybody comes racing in, and it is Plain coming in from the side, able to poke it into the goal. Great touch here from Bill. It was delicate, but it was precise, and he was able to pick apart the Arizona defense like a surgeon.
Absolutely was. Purdue finding its second of the night here. 3:05 to go. Just 15 seconds later. And Purdue, the Boilermakers, back within 1. Arizona, a chance here for Amp just off the bar, no good. Rebound is there in time. Bob, no reset attempt as Bill punts it away. And Arizona come out with nothing on that last possession, Fox. But again, the offense still in the zone.
Good controlled touches here from both teams. Amp is going to test the backboard defense of Purdue. They're past that one with flying colors, but now Bob. Once again, first man beaten, second man as well. Third man on the goal line. It was Duck having to make the save, but right back to it. Arizona forcing Purdue's hand defensively. They're going to break him down yet again, but Bob does get bumped on the way back from Bill. Thankfully for him, able to deny that chance, but Arizona right now seem to be the controllers of a lot of the upfield momentum. Purdue having to do a little bit more work in order to get out of defense in some of these situations.
Well, Plain's one of the fastest players in the air, on this Purdue defense, but, when it comes to aerial traffic control, no pun intended, Arizona's way in front of that, statistic here as they're playing very quick in the air. They're beating Purdue to aerial challenges. They're putting a lot of pressure on this Purdue defense, and if Plain can't find his way off the tarmac, this Purdue goal line is only going to hold for so long. There's 4.
Once more, everybody for Arizona seems to have a hand in it. Amp ran interference, Shore with the pass, and even a bump attempt there on Bill. Didn't get a piece of him, but the pass is good enough for Bob to score. And the Wildcats right now, much like the term Wildcat formation, they are in perfect formation with each other. They are using all 3 of their players very effectively with each one of their attacks, and that's a big reason why they're up by 2 here with time starting to tick down. 90 seconds left for Purdue to try and get a couple goals back here in game 1.
I think what Purdue has going for them, obviously, is that the Big Ten is 9-0 against the Big 12 this season. So far, just through a couple of nights of games here, week 1, minute 20 left to go, but Arizona and Purdue both having to play a very difficult non-conference schedule. Arizona lost earlier in the week to Maryland, ranked 3rd in the country. As Purdue, it's bricked. Arizona escaped as Purdue had to play Arizona now and Colorado later. So 2 very good teams of both these teams in the schedule.
Oh, we just got to see. It was a great beat there on Amp. The last man back for Arizona. The shot from Duck was hammered too high off the bar. It's kind of been the theme of Purdue's game here in game 1. Not a whole lot is going the Boilermaker way. Amp will be there to stuff that attempt, and here comes Shore. He's got Amp upfield. Amp takes a bite right out of Plain, and that is going to lay out the red carpet for Shore, who has another goal. And again, the team, everybody getting involved here for Arizona. This time it's Amp with the bump and Shore to fire away.
The true freshman on his second, 5-2, 40 seconds left. And Arizona set up for a long time here. Fox has got Shore, the freshman, on a hat trick, 6-2. Teammates are juniors, at least on the year of this dominant offense we're seeing here.
A hat trick for Bob, 2 goals for Shore, and a goal for Amp. Everybody getting involved for Arizona. Purdue most likely wanting to go ahead and get game 2 underway because game 1 very quickly starting to turn Arizona's way. You want to try and stifle that momentum if you can. Amp gets bumped, but eventually losing that race. In midfield was Purdue. Plain's got the touch. He's got a little bit of boost to work with, maybe a double lined up, but Bob will make sure that his fun is taken right away to clear midfield line, and we are pretty much officially in that sort of housekeeping garbage time at the end of the game as game 1, Arizona making a statement. It started off with teams kind of going back and forth, but finally the Wildcats will pull through and they'll take game 1 by a score of at least 6-2, maybe one more for the road.
Just 1 second left to go. Purdue's offense can look for one more here as Ducklet did drop Arizona 6-2. The final score from game 1, a dominant win to kick off the night.
Some excellent team play out of Arizona, that's for sure, and you can see it with the distribution of the stats there. And on the other side for Purdue, they had 8 shots as a team. However, with 2 going in, 2 being saved, that meant 4 were just simply not able to find a way on target. So wanting to really make the most of their opportunities that they get. We saw a lot of Arizona momentum forcing Purdue back, so that's going to really amplify the Purdue attack. Make sure that any trips that you take into the Arizona half, make the most of it and try and throw off this Wildcat team that came at you in waves of 3.
Well, on to game 2, Arizona, a 6-2 final score from game 1. We'll see if that offense can continue its rhythm here in game 2. Fox, or else game 1 might be early in the pass here for the Cats, as Purdue could very well also find their way to a successful game here.
Yep, we have got to see what Purdue have is playing. No more boost there. We'll leave it for Duck. The touch towards midfield. Good shot there by Bill. Made sure that Shore stayed honest with his defense, and he did. Shore's touch. He went for the ceiling play again. The lack of boost, kind of cutting that attack down, but a nice collection here from Amp. He's got the flip, takes it all the way down, and it is Duck. They're able to deny and defer to the corner. Now Bill right back and forth. I don't know about you, Nation, but this game feels a touch faster than game number 1 as we head north-south very quickly.
Oh, it absolutely does. And again, we know Purdue's offense can put up tons of shots and put on a lot of pressures. I know we called that North Florida tournament game a couple seasons ago when they had 37 shots in game 1. And I know North Florida's not Arizona by any measure, but it's still a statistic that you could rely on when your Purdue's offense. They can put up a lot of shots and a lot of goals early, but it's Arizona finds the first here, 107 down.
I respect it from Plain, trying to reach back, help his defense, but Bill was in really good positioning here. Plain did not have to go for that ball. Bill still had half a tank of boost. He was already over halfway to the ball, so maybe a little bit of a lack of communication there. Does end up resulting in the mistake and the own goal, and Purdue will find themselves down early by 1. But of course, it is not time to panic just yet. There is still very nearly 4 minutes remaining, and there you go. Duck with a beautiful pass, and Bill will finish. Just like that, the mistake is no more. We're back where we started.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Amp just play a goal line. I don't think forcing a 50 in the back corner off a bad bounce that is going to happen off of being alone in a 1-on-2. I don't like that from the defense standpoint.
So a couple of mismanaged opportunities in either defensive half has us tied at 1, but we are dead even. As to Bill's health, a question in the chat, we do not know if Bill is still sick. If he is, we hope he's feeling better soon. Can't really tell based on his gameplay so far. He's had a couple of good chances here for Purdue, and he's going to poke this one forward, forcing Shore's hand. He'll go sidewall. Shore gets bumped there by the aforementioned Bill. Amp very nearly played it into danger. Does get deflected away. It still might be in danger as here comes Duck. The dunk is through. Does Purdue have one more shooter? No, it is Shore to clear. The Wildcats are able to escape that one with the score just still tied at 1.
In Arizona, they're playing risky offense. They send their third man very far forward. Their third man gets beat. They're scored on probably 75% of the time here, playing the numbers game. But they must feel really confident in the offensive play style that they like to play.
They did put up 6 goals there in game 1. Here in game 2, having a little bit more trouble finding the way through as both teams are starting to lock things down. As by this point, last game, we had already had a total of, I think, 5 or 6 goals by this point. We've only got 2 here, 1 for each side as Bob gets bumped upfield. Amp to carry and clear. Amp lost his possession there as he was unable to get control on the wall. Now it's Plain to go. He and Bill, a little bit of a double commit out of Arizona as well, as both teams sending numbers everywhere. You got to really be careful with communication here. We've already seen a mistake end up in a goal against on both sides, and the way this game is going, goals at a premium, you don't want it to be based on an error. You want to make your opponent earn it.
Especially if this game continues the way it's gone with the winner being a 1-goal difference, or you don't have one sloppy mistake that leads to an L. So 1:45 to go. Purdue, though, still trying for their first lead, and I know it's not going to happen there as the Cats escape.
Oh, nice play here from Bill. He's got a centering pass. It was out of the reach of Plain. He will try to recenter, but Arizona had their numbers managed correctly. Get the touch forward. Now the Wildcats back as Duck tries to put one midfield. Good denial there as Amp made the save. Shore to clear. Amp will be there again, playing it over Bill. Bill went for blood. He missed. It's going to leave Arizona a chance to go for a bump themselves as Duck is able to escape out of Amp, and the rebound there available. Not touched home as Purdue get back to the house, but here comes Shore. Pokes it through. Beautiful play out of Shore. Nearly got the bump on Bill, but it's the man himself making the save in his octane. But Bob to go next. He and Duck collide. This one going back and forth. Under a minute to go. It's starting to turn into more of a chess match, less than the tug of war we saw in game 1.
50 seconds left to go here. Bob, one-on-one with Bill. No good on the luck there. Shore's alone. Their third man almost caught out. There's a double. We'll keep Arizona's offense in hand for now as 37 seconds left on the shot clock here, Fox. And Arizona running out of time to try to take a lead here.
Oh, that touch, not what Shore wanted. Here comes Bill, a chance to maybe put it midfield. It's a whifty. It's available right in front, and Duck does get denied in the end. But Arizona, they're not out of the woods yet. Shore gets beat by Bill, but the shot hits the bar. The crossbar, we saw it stop Duck last game when it was 4-2 on that open opportunity. It stops them here again. Does it on Arizona's side, denying Purdue what could have been a game winner. Instead, now Arizona looking for the winner. Duck having to make the save, and we have got golden goal territory as overtime looms. We've got extra bonus Rocket League.
Arizona leads a shot count 5-4. Heading into the extra period, Duck by his lonesome will be bumped off as Shore rotate back in. He's dunked as well. And for the 1-on-2, he'll still have control over a second. 10 seconds in, the Wildcat offense trying to set up shop here. It's going to be no good. Duck off the clear, and Purdue will hold on.
Bob with a big time win in that corner challenge. Duck will arrive in time to send it to safer ground for Purdue. Amp gets bumped. You have to watch out for Bill. Did Shore. Bill was going for another kill, but Shore denies him on that. Now here's Bob, goes for the backboard. Nice touch, able to pick Plains pocket. The problem, nobody for Arizona was in the same zip code as that one, so Purdue will escape unscathed. But maybe not for long, as Arizona will put it right back to their back wall. Bob has options. He's got Shore. Beautiful play. Tic-tac-toe. And we have got a game winner Arizona's way. It's 2-0 in the series.
Just a beautiful pass there from Bob. Finds Shore in a one-on-one from midfield. Has the goalie beat by a country mile. 47 seconds in. Arizona lead 2-0.
Great team play, and that's what it took in that game. You know, we saw a mistake both sides. They counteracted each other in terms of that, and then the rest of the game, it was very even. There wasn't a whole lot of shots. We saw more shots in game one. Here in this game, 6-4 for both teams. So, I mean, you know, there wasn't a lot of space there in game two. Both teams really started to lock it down. Arizona getting the better of Purdue yet again. So that is going to lead them to match point. We'll see if Purdue can, at the very least, force game 4, maybe 5 as well. But it all starts with 1. And right now, you got to focus and take it one game at a time.
Well, Purdue should feel like they're in deep trouble because, again, they also have to play Colorado after this. If they lose game 3, they come off of a sweep going to Colorado, who's just as good of a team as Arizona is. They're going to have a lot of questions to figure out in such a short amount of time. Their hands are going to be very, very full with the offensive prowess that is Colorado.
And a player that has been very impressive so far for me in Arizona has been Shore. He has been very confident with his touches, been in good positioning a lot of the time. Amp does get erased there. Bob's going to put one on target, forcing Bill into action. He's got the touch. Midfield line as we get to see Plain tries a chip play off the sidewall, goes for maybe a bump, but Shore is able to escape and send that ball on its merry way into the Purdue half as we go back and forth. Again, something that we saw a lot in game 2 was a lot of contested chances. Good save there out of Bob. And I mean, there's just not a lot of room. When you get the ball, it's taken right away from you. And, space is something that you really have to treat delicately here in this game because both teams have really got a good feel and good saves as well on both sides.
Well, when Arizona played Maryland, I mean, again, their third man got punished a lot for obviously overcommitting. But again, Maryland's offense is Maryland's offense, one of the best in the country. But, Purdue's offense tonight, it's not to that same level of what Maryland put on the pressure-wise of Arizona. They couldn't send their third man as far forward as they would like to because of the pressure that Maryland was flying around and jumping on balls and jumping on 50s as fast as they could. And that just really kind of messed up the game plan of Arizona, which led to their quick demise.
Another good save there out of Duck. Now Plain is going to put it forward. Nobody for Purdue is there, so Bob's got lots of time. Not a lot of boost, though. It'll be touched back to Shore. Sending it in deep as he will play the chase. Gets the bump and the boost steal. Good play out of Shore. But Duck will take it away from Amp. Bob up next. He is up for this one. Nice touch, but again, Plain right then and there. Taking that ball away. Shore beats the first man. Leaves it for his teammate. Goes for a bump, but Duck stayed with that play. Some really good defense out of Purdue. Some good bumps as well. They're not making it easy for Arizona. That's what you need to do. As Bill had a chance, that net was open for just a moment, but coming back in time to make the save. The Wildcats remain unscathed, and we stay 0-0.
0-0, both teams with an A1 opportunity. Get on the board here in game 3, and a must-win for Purdue. That's 2 dead for the Wildcats. Double attempt is going to be good for 1. It's Duck on the first.
That's something that we've needed to see out of Purdue. The quack attack is back, and what a double tap from him. Nice touch. That angle practically
Quack.
zero, puts it home. And that one goes into the net. What a beautiful double right there from Duck. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Nation, that is the first lead that Purdue has had all series, and it comes when they're on series points, so it could not have come at a better time.
That would be correct. Their first lead tonight so far. And again, their season debut also right now, because this is their first game of the season. We'll see how long the Boilermaker lead will last here.
Shore clears it over Bill, but that's going to fall right to Duck off the ceiling. Here comes Duck, taking it to the sky. The boost tank's a little bit dry here for Purdue. They've got to be careful. There's also a team bump on the only man who had boost at the moment was playing. He gets bumped again. Bill arrived in time, made the stop, but Arizona's not done yet. Shore to the backboard, covered nicely by Duck. The backboard for Purdue has been relatively open real estate. The first two games, it's not here, and in transition, it'll be Plane capitalizing off of the error. Amp had a lot of time. He plays it into Plane. That ball escapes past Bob into the net. It goes, and Plane will double up the lead 2-0 for the Boilermakers.
Well, there's two. The largest lead tonight for Purdue extends into two. We'll see if this two-goal lead can last for the next 95 seconds. As Arizona now with just north of a minute and a half to claw their way back in. That one off the crossbar, no good. But they want a chance to get it within one.
Yep, something Purdue has done really well this game has been denying that initial Arizona goal. That has been kind of the straw that broke the back, especially in game one, less so in game two. But here they're able to, they've been defensively sound. They've taken advantage of their chances. They've not panicked. Purdue have had a very solid outing here in game three. Arizona forcing Purdue into situations maybe they don't want to, thanks to the bumps. And there you go, as it is three Arizona players against a lonely looking Bill. And it is the outnumbered chance there. The double commit for Purdue spells disaster. And that goal for Bob cuts the lead in half. We got 56 seconds left for Arizona to try and make and complete the comeback.
Well, Arizona got their second chance to get redemption on that first possession. That they had the bump, they had the demo, they had a wide open net, and Shore just couldn't quite connect with the shot on target. They're back within one, no 45 to go. They're out of time here soon, Fox, and this offense gets to operate in a 1-minute drill.
See some slander from Enchanted in the chat about people 30 years or greater in terms of age. That's takes it a little personally here. 31-year-old caster in the booth, but that's okay. We play on. As Shore will play it back for Bob. He'll clear it into the corner. Amp now is up for this one. What a shot! Hits the bar. You could hear the ping from here, but that was a good idea. And that goaltender was slightly slow to that heater. Unfortunately for him, it just got played off of the side. It'll be cleared forward. Final seconds here in game three. Amp will take to the heavens. His touch beats everybody, but again, that Purdue backboard is closed right down by Bill. It's Bob now to put it forward. Duck to collect. This one is going to be very difficult for Arizona to take away and keep up. They cannot, and Purdue have got to win, and they avoid the sweep. That's step one of three.
Well, there's win number one. The Boilermakers do at least go down, or they will not go down without fighting, that's for sure. 3-1, 2-1 going into game four. Arizona a second chance for facing elimination in game five.
And Arizona's offense, it looked much the same as we saw in games 1 and 2. I mean, they put up 6 goals in game 1. They put up the 2 needed for the victory in game 2. But here in game 3, the big story for me was the Purdue saves. You had 7 saves out of Purdue. That defense and that backboard coverage, which avoided further shots taken on their goal. That defense really propelled Purdue forward to the chance, they get a really delicious double tap there from Duck. And then you get a mistake that doubles your lead, and that was eventually the game winner. So, they played patient, they played sturdy, and Purdue, they get the win for it. So let's see what they can turn it into here in game 4.
Well, off broadcast, some new school to CCS, Boston University, played Vermont earlier tonight, picked up their first win in their CCS careers just about 30 minutes ago, beat Vermont 3-1. The Catamounts fall to 0-2 in the season, as Arizona and Purdue now go to battle in game 4.
Are you saying that somebody lost their collegiate conference series cherries tonight? That is congrats to them entering the world of CCS Rocket League as we welcome yet another team into what has grown into quite the event, a collegiate collection, all thanks to our boy Nation here. And you get to see it night in and night out here in Season 8. We get to see players getting traded as lives flashing before their eyes, getting blown away, a player each side. Purdue trying to make something of it. Bob will deny Bill on his trip towards goal. Amp can't get the touch. Luckily for Arizona, nobody got there in time, but another demo. Bill is all over the field right now, and he is punishing anybody not watching their rear views, as is his teammate. I could not see who that was. I think it was Duck coming through, but Demo's being traded everywhere. Right now, if you're a Wildcat player, you got to watch out because there are flashes of Purdue gold everywhere, and they are ready to take you right off the pitch.
And Arizona's offense has just generated so many threatening shots. Eventually, one of them is going to fall on target. And again, we brought in a couple of brand new schools this semester, and a couple new schools playing in their first ever CCS career series this week. And we're excited to see how this season goes, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're super stoked to have an 8th season here at the league, and an exciting announcement regarding next year coming in April.
Isn't it exciting? It's always exciting here in CCS. So now we get to see Bob. Not much boost here. Duck will take it right away from him, put it off the backboard. Duck does it all. He beats 3 men, and Bill has a tap in. As Duck right here, the dunk on Bob, the touch over the oncoming Shore. Amp can't read it either. And Bill, it was made easy. That was a wonderful touch there by Duck to beat all 3 Arizona players.
Absolutely. 3.5 minutes left. They don't teach that one in school, kids. 3.5 though. 1-0 Purdue. It's 1 dead for the Boilermakers. As Arizona, though, out of harm's way to jump on this ball, though. And the first 90 seconds going to favor Purdue here. Just a couple of whiffs in center field. This shot off the mark is short but cleared away. Now a quick 2-on-1 the other way.
Now Bob to the backboard. He's got passing options. Amp will be there slightly late, meaning he does get bumped off out of the play. Shore with a nice touch will try and gain possession, but Bob not quite there at midfield where the ball ends up landing. Amp to go. In the corner, he will race in. The boost is available there, taken by Plane. Now on the backboard, Bob to shoot. Good save, but the rebound was there, poked in front of goal. The third man for Arizona not able to arrive in time to punish that one. Amp does eventually come in. Here's Bob as well. This is where we saw Arizona not find a lot of success in Game 3, was that back wall of Purdue. They seem to have players, the Boilermakers do, in the right spot at the right time. Amp had to be there at the right time in order to deny Plane, but Purdue not quite done yet. They continue on their offensive attack halfway through Game 4. 1-0 lead for the Boilermakers, trying to complete what would be a reverse sweep if they're able to take this one and eventually Game 5.
The first of the season, if Purdue do pull this one off, but again, still a long way to go from that. Still 7 more minutes at least minimum of Rocket League here for Purdue to pull that one off. But they got to get through the next 2 minutes, but with the lead fought, and Arizona's offense, I'm sure, will at least score one. So I'm sure they know 1 goal will not be enough.
Shore plays it up off the backboard. Again, the second man for Arizona is just a slight step behind right now for what the first man is creating. Men are just dying for Arizona right now as Wildcats are forced back into the scrap pile on the respawn. Great touch here by Amp, getting the ball past a couple of Purdue players, keeping it in the corner. Arizona, not much there as Bill will arrive in time and then Plane to clear. We just don't see a lot of room here for the Wildcats to really operate in the Purdue half right now. That's where they really had their bread and butter in the first 2 games. We'll see Amp now try to take it across midfield. Nice bump there on his way down, but again, Purdue, right spot at the right time. They're just denying Arizona entry. They'll be forced to take it back all the way to their own back wall.
Just 1 minute and some change to go here in game number 4, and it's so fun to watch 2 really good teams play, especially 2 teams that are physical, and we see the bumps and demos come to fruition in these kinds of series. And the progressive Rocket League is fun to watch, especially Arizona and Purdue being 2 of the best teams in the league. And I think demos are what makes this game a little bit fun to watch. Is it takes a player on to get to be able to adjust on the fly, and these 2 teams do such a good job of that.
He heard it here first. Nation, a lover of violence and chaos. And that is something that Purdue has thrown Arizona's way. Speaking of throwing, it's Bob to throw one on target. Good save out of Plane, and then the rebound that bounced off his teammate. He was there too. for that one. Amp keeps the pressure on. Arizona looking for an equalizer here to try and end the series in 4. It's Bob to shoot. The shot hits the post. Stays out. Amp will carry it up to the corner. His 50 away from him and away from harm, thanks to Plains sending Arizona all the way back. Purdue's defense has gotten better and better as the night has worn on. They have held the Wildcats scoreless here in game number 4. And unless something happens at 0 seconds, which it will not, Purdue are on the cusp of a reverse sweep, and you gotta think it's their defense right now that is absolutely killing the Wildcat momentum.
Well, we're on to game 5, Fox, and 10 minutes ago this series looked one-sided, but now we've got a deciding game 5 coming up between Arizona, number 14 in the country, and number 12, Purdue.
Amp had 5 saves by himself, as Bob and Shore did not look quite on the same page there. And right now for Arizona, it is not time to panic. Of course, you have had 2 opportunities to end the series. This game no different than the other ones. For Purdue, well, obviously momentum is a key in Rocket League in a lot of situations. And right now you're on the cusp. It's how you manage that momentum. Do you let it propel you forward, or do the nerves get to you? We'll find out over the course of the next 5 minutes.
One more game to decide a winner. The Big Ten trying to go 10-0 against the Big 12 if Purdue can find a win here, as Arizona can find the Big 12's first win over a Big Ten school this season. Bob's trying to drop it through. It's no good, taken leftward as the Wildcat offense comes up with nothing.
Oh, that's going to be a goal against, as Purdue will strike first and strike early. It's Plain on the touch, and again, right there, a great example of Arizona able to create and generate opportunities, openings, thanks to that first man. The second man's just not there. And in doing so, that ends up eventually creating a little bit of chaos in the rotation of the Wildcats. Ends up with the ball sent all the way downfield into the back of their own goal. And Purdue operating on all cylinders. They'll take the first goal yet again. They're going to add a second one. Maybe no, Shore able to race back in time. But right now, Arizona, they're looking like a team that needs to do a little bit of reorganizing here if they want a chance to win game 5.
1 minute and change still to go in game 5 here. Arizona trailing 1-0 just after 45 seconds, where the offense kind of overcommitted and let a wide open target for Purdue. There's one for sure. It's playing off the back corner to find the save, as Arizona still remain. That one on target won't go.
Shore with a nice win on Duck. Bill given lots of time and space to carry this one out. As far as midfield, maybe a musty, no. He'll fake it, grab the boost on the steal. Good play out of Bill to limit the resources that Arizona has. Bob gets double dunked there, but Duck got team bumped and then destroyed as that Duck got roasted. He'll be back on the respawn. And here he is to carry the ball past that midfield line. Amp to go. His touch, there's just not a whole lot of boost here for Amp to work with, but he does enough to beat Plain. Shore with a chance, but just not enough for Arizona to find their way through just yet. Purdue seems to have a vehicle in between Arizona and their goal at all times.
3:18 still to go, plenty of time for Arizona. Probably can't let Purdue get this lead up to 2, though, if you are Arizona, down by 1 already. But 3:10 to play, in Purdue again. They've done such a good job of holding Arizona to nothing. I mean, at least the last 7 minutes without a goal here for the Cats.
Game 4 was scoreless. Game 3, they had 1 goal. Game 2, they had 2 goals. Purdue has really limited the chances here for Arizona. Bob, he missed his first flip, had to wait. And in doing so, that gave Duck time to go. Teams trade a demo apiece. This one's going to be flung forward. There's a better second man opportunity for Arizona, but now they got to be careful and get back in time. Amp on the first save, second shot forged wide, and Bob will play it forward. Amp was looking for it, but Bill had that one on read. Bob having to race forward. He can't escape Mr. Bill coming through like a bulldozer all the way through. It's Duck to shoot, it's Duck to score, and Purdue have doubled their lead halfway through game 5.
2:22 to 2-0 lead as Purdue, in the hopes of a reverse sweep here tonight, choose across the clock. It's 2-0 as the reverse sweep really has started to come to life here.
Some dangerous waters here for the Wildcats as they need to try and find an answer. Get some momentum, start to feel good about yourself. You have spent well over 7 minutes of scoreless Rocket League here for Arizona. Bob to pitch it ahead. Plain will get it. Not for long, though. Plain lost it, but Bob couldn't find it. There wasn't a lot of boost for Shore to work with either. Now Amp will have to race up, try and match Bill's speed. Shore to clear. He and Plane and Bob, all three players meeting in the middle. Bob with a good double touch here. Goes for the shot. It deflects wide. It is off target. Now Bob will collect the boost. The ball is past Shore. They'll one man back. It's Amp with no boost. A passing play for Purdue, but the shot never destined for the goal.
100 seconds left to go. It's Arizona again out of time here. Fox, this one's got to be a goal for Amp. No good. Rebound also won't go, as Purdue will turn in a third.
And there is the problems with Arizona's offense right now. They don't seem to have the correct placement of their resources. All the second and third man players for Arizona, they don't have boost, and they're just simply not in their correct position. And you either need to send players really forward or make sure to play conservative and play back. Neither or nor in that scenario for Arizona. They get scored on with an easy one. And Purdue have increased the lead to 3. The Wildcats right now, they had the lead and had the series in their claws, but it has slipped away in Boilermaker Gold.
70 seconds left for 3 here. We'll see if Arizona's offense can even come up with one here to close out Game 5 together. Offense maybe a chance to get within one later on, but this clock's going to tick really quickly with a minute remaining.
It's a good pass again. Second man just not there for the Cats. This one will be cleared, but Amp to go. We'll keep this ball in deep, and now Bob, his touch in the corner. He goes for it again. Nice touch. It gives room for Amp, but a better save out of Duck, and is able to stick with that ball long enough. They'll clear it, and they will dump it in the corner. This is exactly where Arizona does not want to be. Down by 3, deep in their own half, and the time is ticking away 1 second at a time.
You gotta be ready to jump here for Arizona. 30 seconds, full set at this point. Don't care if you get scored on because you're out of time no matter what. 23 seconds out with a double commit. And they are all out of time clocks. 20 seconds. This one coming to a close.
Yeah, Purdue's defense, it struggled mightily in Game 1 as Arizona ran away with that one. It got better in Game 2 and got better ever since. 1 goal for the road. They're going to allow me to cast or curse their shutout. As I was talking about their defense, this one just gets poked off a bill. It is Bob who seemed hellbound and determined to get at least 1 on the board for Arizona. They'll need another one very quickly to even have a chance here, but Purdue's defense for me was the story in the second half of this series. They gave Arizona fits. And, well, the caster curse just continues. The caster curse continues. I am so sorry talking about Purdue's defense and another breakdown as Bob just outweights Plane. He made him go first. And when you make the defender show his hand first as the attacker, that puts you in a chance to succeed. So now we've got a game with 4 seconds left, apparently.
1 goal game to get alive. Sure. 1-on-1. Backward. Double attempt is going to be no good. Impact to turn. Couldn't keep it alive. And Arizona had a chance to tie it up.
Wow. Well, that turned very quickly, in case you couldn't tell. That was, you start talking about, Purdue, the victory speech, the victory lap, and all of a sudden, 9 seconds left. Arizona score, 4 seconds left. They score again, and Shore with a 0-second double attempt very nearly had the equalizer. We could have had overtime, so the problem for Arizona is that they woke up just slightly too late there in the second half of the series. It is Purdue able to get the win, and if you want to watch Purdue again, you're in luck because we've got another series for them about 20 minutes away. They'll take on the Buffaloes out of Colorado, see if they can make tonight a 2-0 night.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, it's number 12 Purdue, number 17 Colorado. We'll see you guys shortly after the break.